AITA for not telling my boyfriend I'm moving out after I found out he cheated. I, 42F, have been with my boyfriend, 33M, for 4 years. We've been living together for the past 2 years in a cozy apartment that we both picked out and made our home. Well, it was home until everything fell apart. Before I get into what happened, let me give you some backstory. My boyfriend and I met about 8 years ago through mutual friends. Back then, we were just buddies, close enough to hang out regularly, but never crossing that line into anything romantic. He was funny, kind, and easy to talk to, and over time, we developed a strong friendship. During those early years, he lived with his best friend, Tina, 34F. Tina was always in the picture, and I'd be lying if I said I didn't notice how close they were. Anytime she called, he would drop everything to help her. She seemed to have a knack for getting herself into messes, whether it was financial trouble, drama with friends, or relationship issues, and he was always there to bail her out. At first, I thought it was sweet. He was loyal to his friends, and I admired that. But as our friendship grew deeper, and later when we started dating, I began to question the nature of their relationship. Tina seemed to lean on him a lot, and he always made her a priority. When I brought up my concerns, he reassured me every time. She's just a friend. We've known each other forever. It's nothing like that. She's like a sister to me. And I believed him, or at least I convinced myself to believe him. Fast forward to 2 years ago, when we decided to move in together. I was thrilled. We had been dating for a while, and this felt like the natural next step. But there was a catch. Tina was also moving out of her place, and my boyfriend suggested she stay with us temporarily until she got back on her feet. I wasn't thrilled about the idea. Having his ex-roommate, someone I already felt uneasy about, living with us wasn't exactly my dream scenario. But I wanted to support him and not come across as insecure or controlling. So I agreed, telling myself it was only temporary. At first, everything seemed fine. Tina and I got along okay, though we were never particularly close. She was polite, even friendly, and she made an effort to be part of the household. But over time, I started noticing little things that set off alarm bells. She and my boyfriend had an ease with each other that sometimes felt too intimate. They'd share inside jokes, finish each other's sentences, and have conversations that excluded me entirely. Sometimes, I'd walk into the room, and they'd stop talking, almost like they didn't want me to hear what they were discussing. It was subtle, but it was there. I brought it up to my boyfriend once, and he brushed it off. "You're overthinking it," he said. "Tina's like that with everyone." I wanted to trust him. I did trust him, or at least I thought I did. But 2 months ago, that trust was completely shattered. It started with small changes in his behavior. He became distant, spending more time on his phone and less time talking to me. He'd leave the room to take calls or hide his screen when I walked by. At first, I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he was stressed from work. Maybe it was just a phase. But the nagging feeling in my gut wouldn't go away. One night, I couldn't take it anymore. While he was asleep, I grabbed his phone and started going through his messages. I know, invading someone's privacy is a huge breach of trust. But at that moment, I felt like I had no other choice. And what I found confirmed my worst fears. There were texts between him and Tina. Explicit texts. Messages that made it clear they weren't just friends. I read through them, feeling my stomach churn with every word. They talked about meeting up, shared private jokes, and even reminisced about things they'd done together, things I had no idea about. I was shaking when I woke him up. I shoved the phone in his face and demanded an explanation. At first, he denied everything, claiming it was just joking around and that I was blowing things out of proportion. But when I pressed him further, he finally admitted it. He had slept with Tina. He swore it was a one-time thing. He said it was a mistake and that it didn't mean anything. But the messages told a different story. They didn't sound like two people who regretted their actions. They sounded like two people who were comfortable lying to my face while carrying on behind my back. I felt betrayed, humiliated, and sick to my core. How could he do this to me? How could he look me in the eye every day, knowing what he had done? And how could Tina, a woman who had eaten meals with me, laughed with me, and pretended to be my friend, be part of this? After the confrontation, he begged me to stay. He promised he'd cut off all contact with Tina, go to therapy, do whatever it took to earn back my trust. But the damage was already done. I knew I could never look at him the same way again. That's when I decided I was done. Over the past few weeks, I've been quietly making arrangements to leave. I found a new apartment, signed the lease, and hired movers. My plan is simple. Wait until he goes to work, pack up my things, and leave. I'll leave him a letter explaining why, but I'm not telling him ahead of time. I know this might sound cold, but I don't feel like I owe him anything. He made his choices, and now he has to deal with the consequences. I've already spent too much time and energy on someone who clearly didn't value me. I also know this will put him in a tough spot. He can't afford our current place on his own, and with the lease ending soon, he'll have to scramble to find a new place. Part of me feels guilty for leaving him in the lurch, but another part of me feels like he brought this on himself. Some of my friends think I'm justified. They say he betrayed me, So I have every right to put myself first. But my sister thinks I'm being cruel. She says I should at least give him a heads up, so he can make arrangements. Honestly, I don't know. Am I being heartless? Or am I just doing what I need to do to protect myself? Oh, and for those wondering, Tina doesn't live here anymore. She moved out a month ago, though I suspect that was more about her convenience than any real remorse. So, Reddit, AITA for leaving without telling him?